Hey, Natsu here. Today I'm going to do part 1 because the last two parts were 0A and 0B. So yeah, this is part 1 of what if Deku had spiral power. In the last part, I ended it right after the entrance exam, after Deku basically, thanks to his power, was able to last a lot longer than anyone basically said he would. Because after he finished stopping the zero pointer, he basically just passed out, and then all of the damage basically took hold. If you saw my last video, what if Deku had the Phoenix Root part 1, the EXP on this might be a bit different. That's not really important. Basically, there's nothing that changed. That's just so nobody can tell me, did you cheat or something? Anyway, I'm pretty sure you don't check the game. But yeah, so we go to the first day of school. Because yeah, Deku passed, no shit. So, yeah, so Deku enters the class with practically everyone there just kind of as going straight to him, basically because he got the highest score that year, and basically from what they heard, he was kind of able to stop a giant robot just by putting a drill in it, because multiple people were talking about that before Deku enters. So everyone kind of just swarm him basically and ask him those questions until Ochako enters the class and says, "Oh, I remember those bushy green hair. You're Izuku, right?" Or Deku, I don't remember the name. I don't remember if he told her his name. Pretty sure Bakugo told her his name was Deku or Izuku Midoriya. But yeah, basically, she just kind of called him. He turned around, saw her, and saw that she was okay, and basically said he was relieved. And then she just responded that the only reason she's okay is thanks to him. If he wouldn't have been able to stop that robot in that way, she would have probably died or get really injured. Which Bakugo told him what they told him, that he put the drill in and it basically was as if he basically took control over the entire machine. And basically during the time between him getting back full consciousness and being told that, and first day of school, he basically tried to see if he could do it again on different things. Like, at some point he basically used his clock and basically just turned one of his finger into the drill and just put it inside and tried to control it. And basically over time, after trying, it basically worked. So Deku basically doesn't have full control of it. He has a lot of trouble controlling that ability, but he's capable of using it. So yeah, Deku And the others basically talk for a while until Aizawa enters the class. And after that moment, basically everything's kind of the same. He tells them to go change. Everyone goes. And people look at both Deku and Bakugo. Well, guys look at Deku and Bakugo with, like, amazement in their eyes. Mostly because most of them basically just see those two guys with a lot of muscles, scars, and stuff like that. And Kirishima basically asks both of them what the hell happened, how did they get all of those scars, that it was manly, blah blah blah. Him being told that they trained a lot. And basically that's where, during some of those training sessions, well, sparring, they basically got most of those scars. Then Bakugo then explains his quirk, basically saying that he is basically one of the reason why a lot of scar happened. He is the then points to Deku and say he's there for the rest. And then Bakugo just does an explosion with his hand, which everyone that didn't see it, well, that weren't in his city, basically just kind of stepped back a bit. The others kind of just look at that and are like, yeah, we saw that. Then Deku basically makes a drill and says that's the reason for the rest. Everyone basically looks at both of them like, so both of you can do, well, that? Which then Bakugo then says that both of them are fully immune to his explosions. Like, if he would want, he could blow up the entire room, and both of them would, well, he could blow an entire room apart while both of them are inside, and the only damage they would get is from falling debris, basically. Which everyone kind of reacts like, are you serious? Until Deku basically says, once we're outside, well, no, he basically says, do it. Which Bakugo just turns his hand towards Deku and places it right in his face. Deku still has a face of surprise, and boom. Everyone just freaks out for a second. I have to pause, sorry. Sorry for that pause. Also, with this new recorder, most of the time when I do pauses, it just kind of freezes the image and basically goes silent. I am sorry about that. I am not really able to cut them. So, I'm really sorry about that. Hope you forgive me. So, like I was saying, Bakugo basically blows Deku's head off for everyone, and they kind of reacts really, really not amazed, more scared. All of them are basically just kind of looking at that. None of them screamed because, well, they're in shock. Until Deku basically just kind of says, "Come on, not the head." Basically with his hair, um, well, a lot more all around. And they basically all ask him, "How the hell are you still alive?" With Deku saying, "We're immune to his explosions. We cannot be harmed by it." Which they all then just kind of looked at both of them and were like, "Damn, how powerful are you?" With Deku saying, "You're going to find out at some point, but right now we have to change." Then Mineta found the hole, and Deku basically didn't even wait, and literally just kicked him in the head. Not full force, just literally kicked him. Like, "Stop looking at girls." Which they kind of just, well, the girls heard that and all just kind of thought about it. Mineta basically was looked at by Deku and basically in his all of his instincts were basically saying, "If you do that again, you're dead. If you do that again, you're dead. If you do that again, you're dead." Basically just by the look that Deku was giving him. Basically telling him directly that, "Yeah, no, I'm not doing that again while he's there." Not long after they basically get outside, everyone kind of will look around. Oh, no. Aizawa throws the ball to Deku, telling him, "You had the highest score. Throw the ball at your max." Which Deku decided to use one for all at the maximum that he can use without breaking himself. I forgot what that was. Where the hell is it? Okay, yeah, over 20%. Literally, it's just marked over. Sorry again. Yes, sorry about that. I really hope you can forgive me about those pauses. So, yeah, Deku uses One for All at his max without breaking himself, which is over 20%, thanks to all of the training and everything like that, as well as his body basically increasing extremely fast thanks to spiral power, as well as everyone in class basically going to increase in strength extremely fast as well, starting, well, soon. All of them are going to develop, well, upgrades to their powers, which are going to be pretty interesting. So yeah, Deku throws the ball like that, putting it on his entire arm, throwing the ball basically further than what he did in the anime, um, allowing basically a huge amount of distance being made, which was around 800-900 meters, a lot closer to 900, if not a bit over it. So Deku basically gets that huge amount. Everyone just kind of react the same way as in the anime. This is basically the only one where, well, no, not really. It's more than physically for a ball throw and for a long jump. Bakugo, with his explosion, can send it probably at over 2 kilometers, and he can basically fly using his explosions to at least be over Deku, so that as well. So basically, for the ball throw, Deku has almost 900 meters. Then we pass to the next things, which speed, faster than Ida, which had the highest score, so Deku gets it this time. Bakugo is second, before Ida, thanks to basically once again his explosions. Jump test, Bakugo's first because he can basically fly for a while. Deku is, well, pretty freaking far. Probably second, if not just at third place. After that, we have the side jump, which for this one, Deku doesn't do that well. Like, he does better than in the anime, yeah, that's for sure. But, yeah, but Bakugo can just use his explosion to push himself from side to side, because he can literally control exactly where he wants his explosion to come from, where he can make them, and it's going to increase his entire body. So he can literally put his hand on a wall and make a certain pattern where the explosion goes, and basically leave a burn mark that basically makes a drawing, instead of detonating it from every places at once. Which his explosion, thanks to the upgrade, became extremely more powerful, yes, but now he has also a lot more control over his quirk, which is the more impressive part, I would say, because, yeah. After that, there's the grip test, which this is the one Deku destroys. Like, Bakugo's strong, but Deku's stronger. Like, wrestling match without, and you don't count quirks, like, um, if you don't count Deku's drill and Bakugo's explosions, Bakugo would be on the ground in about 10 seconds, give or take. And that's if he's trying to run away from Deku. So yeah, he's physically a lot stronger than Bakugo. Bakugo's still not something to laugh at, though. So yeah, be careful. So after that, we get back to the ball throw, which everyone except Bakugo that does probably like probably four times longer than what he did in the anime. So yeah, pretty freaking far, to be honest. After that, we go to the next day with the test with All Might. Yeah, sorry if I'm not moving in the game right now. I'm basically trying to find a specific thing in my script while talking, so I kind of can't really play. Really sorry about that. But yeah, so... Oh, I found it. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. Okay, so now for the next part. All Might's training. Hero versus villain. So, basically, Deku's hero suit, which was what I was actually looking for, is pretty simple actually. It's basically the same thing as in the anime, except for the color that's more grayish. Well, grayish black, basically. Basically taking the color of his drills for the color instead of green. Which is more, well, would be closer to something that, okay, you would be in the dark with that. But it's not to do that, it's basically just so that, well, to match something on him. And his drills are basically the one thing that his hero that he will use, because his hero name in this will actually be Driller, the drill hero. Basically using drills to basically break things. He will also get some more powers. Basically, Driller is the name he had already chosen for himself. He actually already told it that would be his name. In not that long, he's going to get some new quirks, since, well, you know, he's going to get Black Whip and Float, which both of those he's actually going to get in the next part. Well, no, one of them he's going to get in the next part. So yeah, now we go to All Might's hero versus villain. Baku and Ida versus Deku and Ochako. All Might basically did the same thing as in the anime, just chose from a box and kind of went with it. So, Basically, what Deku decides to do in this is tell Ochako that she needs to get to the bomb. He's going to take care of whoever comes down, which he knows will be Bakugo. He tells her that if she's in the way, she will be in big trouble because of the strength they will unleash, and that the entire building might collapse if they actually go all out. So to be fast. Which does push her to do better than what she does in the anime. Basically, All Might heard that and basically told both him and Bakugo to hold back because if the entire building falls down, they both fail. Which kind of made Bakugo scream a bit, then calm down. Deku was just laughing, like literally laughing his ass off at that point. Because, yeah, no, it's literally, they are a danger at that point. One against the other, they can do a huge amount of damage. So, after basically doing a bit of planning, Deku and Ochako goes their separate ways. Bakugo told Ida to stay here and protect the bomb, because Deku is going to send a girl to come, basically still not taking care of listening to names and just giving nicknames. So Deku kind of just feels ready to do this, and they start running. Deku's not running at all at his fastest speed, only because he doesn't actually want to lose Ochako for a while. So he basically waits for her. When they arrive inside and start actually fighting, Ochako goes her own way, and Bakugo laughs, saying that it's going to be fun. Since the 10 months of training, they didn't fight that much, right? With Deku just smiling and saying, I've got a new trick up my sleeve. Which Bakugo says, yeah, I know. Yesterday, that thing you used. That type of electricity going around your body. I don't know what that was, but it was powerful. It's going to be fun. And basically starts exploding his arm completely, with Deku basically making two drills, basically using them like if they were swords. Everyone basically was just really interested in that because the girls didn't know yet about the immunity, and they were like, but won't they get hurt? With All Might basically about to say that he should tell Bakugo to not go too far, until let's just say Kaminari is saying they're going to be okay. With everyone basically every girl and All Might looking at him like, what the hell? Bakugo can make explosions. Deku's not fine. Until, let's say Tokoyami is saying, he told us they showed us they were immune to explosions. They can take it. With All Might asking, how did they show you? And then Kirishima saying Bakugo blew Deku's head off. With every boy that were there kind of just looking at every girl because of the reaction they had and kind of laughing a bit. Because every girl basically were wide-eyed and just like, the hell? He blew his head off? And then Kaminari basically says, yeah. Bakugo put his hand on Deku's face and just detonated. They basically just laughed about it, but yeah, that was bad. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. So, the battle starts for them, and the entire building is shaking. Bakugo using his explosions, pushing Deku away, because he still gets a knockback, he's just not actually hurt by it, like, it doesn't burn. So, that's kind of useless against him. He does get the attack straight on. He does feel the pressure coming from it, but their body basically adapted to basically explosions. So the shock wave coming off of it doesn't do anything to them. That's basically how it happens. Like, Bakugo can fly, but in itself he doesn't feel harm from his explosions. Like, it doesn't give him a it doesn't give him a knockback that directly hurt him. It can push him like it does to Deku, but their body literally do not feel the shockwave, making it pretty freaking impressive. Like, shockwaves can still harm them, but directly an explosion, yeah, you better hope that you better hope that your explosion could basically blow up, would be nuclear level to actually harm them, because if not, they're going to come back at you and you're gonna regret it. So, Deku and Bakugo are basically just fighting. The entire building is shaking. After a bit, after a bit, Bakugo and Deku basically starts going a lot further than that. Like, Deku's basically punching Bakugo, drilling holes through walls and basically ripping chunk of it and throwing it directly at Bakugo. She explodes them, then Deku comes back kicking or hitting, and they basically just go at it for a long amount of time. During that time, firstly, Ida is basically asking himself what the hell's happening until a certain explosion basically knocks him out on the ground. Which this is the moment Ochako basically runs in and goes for the bomb. Ida basically still being a bit in shock, did see her but didn't have time to get up, and she was able to grab the bomb from just a hair, basically. So she still won. Before the battle went too far and the building collapsing, it ended. After all of the smoke was cleared out, both of their suits were basically being completely destroyed, while those two were perfectly fine and literally laughing about the battle. Because, yeah, it was strong, but it's not as if they were hurt. In reality, they are hurt. It's just that, yeah, no, they don't really care. Mostly about that amount of damage that they have. So, they basically just kind of um, laugh about it. All Might says that the two of them were really into it. He knows they were friends before, but that amount of power was impressive. Even for kids, it is. Then everyone kind of goes to their own, which they all get the exact same scores. And then, basically, I'm going to once again pass over the attack on the school, where they steal some documents, basically making them know about the USJ, because it basically happens the same way. So, deku basically just basically after that, they go for the USJ, so I'm going to end it here. Hope you liked it, leave a like if you did. If you have any questions or any comments, leave them in the comment section. Like I said for my last video, for those that actually watch the game and would like to see more, I can put cheat on it. And there's a lot. So if you would like me to tell you what cheats there is on it, or what is the specific app that I'm using, and where do I find the games, tell me in the comment section. I'm going to do a video exactly about every cheat and basically let you see what you would like me to put on, as well as basically telling you everything about the app, how it works, and where I find my games. So yeah, if you want a video like that, tell me in the comment section. I'm going to do it. So yeah, lastly, I'm going to put a link to my Discord in the description. Come and join us if you want. You can talk to me directly there. It's pretty easy. So yeah, come and join us. Natsu, out.